From having the tennis world at his feet to being one of the best players of the Open era, Björn Rune was unstoppable. Aside from tennis, let's talk about the family of the tennis legend. Björn was born on the 6th of June 1956 and was raised in Södertälje, a 100,000 person industrial town 30 minutes drive southwest of Stockholm. He was born to Björn Borg and Margaretha Borg. Nothing much is known about his parents, but we do know that his father was an electrician before passing away in 2008. Borg first became interested in tennis after his dad won a golden tennis racket, and his tennis career officially began shortly after when his dad gave him the racket. When Borg was just 13 years old, he was defeating the top under-18 players from Sweden and Davis Cup captain Lennart Bergelin, who later became his coach throughout his professional career. He was a star right from the onset. He grew to become a player with exceptional athleticism and stamina, and in his A days, he was exceedingly quick. He also had a distinctive bow-legged technique and appearance. By the time he was 20, he had become the youngest male Wimbledon champion of the modern era. He won his first Wimbledon title without losing a set in 1976, and not long after, he also won something else: the heart of Romanian tennis pro MARIANA SIMIONESCU. Before we talk about her, I'd like you to know that he married 3 wives. He was a ladies' man. Mariana Simonescu is a Romanian-born retired tennis player, widely recognized as the first wife of Björn Borg. In 1974, she won the French Junior Championships and went on to win 1 singles title and 1 double title. She eventually reached a career-high singles ranking of world number 36 in 1978. At the French Open in Paris in 1976, while she was just 19 years old, she met Borg for the first time. Mariana was madly in love with Björn. She once claimed she didn't even remember her name anymore. Love is a beautiful thing, they say. According to her, Borg was very, very sweet, and everything was beautiful about him. And even though Borg was a really shy person, she knew how to make him show emotions. Their relationship began almost immediately after they met in 1976, and she had to deal with his pop star-like fame as the relationship progressed. Borg was the golden boy of his era. Girls always wanted to be around him. She has claimed she sometimes felt sorry for the girls always around him. There was even a time a girl in Japan was sleeping outside their door just to see Borg. Can you imagine? Because Mariana is Romanian, she and Borg were married on the 24th of July, 1980, in the nation's capital, Bucharest, in front of roughly 4,000 guests. Just 3 years after their wedding, Borg surprised the tennis world by retiring at the age of 26. A decision that was questioned by the whole tennis world. Why would he even do that? At the age of 26. The following year after his retirement in 1984, Borg and Mariana divorced after just being married for 4 years. After their divorce, Mariana admitted that Borg was still the love of her life, even though she wasn't sure if he felt the same way. According to the newspapers at the time, she reportedly received £6 million in the settlement after the divorce, but she claimed they were lies. She has remained in Monaco, where she and Borg relocated 40 years ago, without getting remarried. Mariana later got involved with racing driver Jean-Louis Schessler. She never remarried, but they have a son named Anthony, who is now 27. She recently revealed that she was genuinely pleased that Borg was settled with his wife Patricia. Borg later fathered a son with Swedish model JANNIKE BJORLING a year after his divorce in 1985, but that relationship fizzled out after a few years. Borg first encountered JANNIKE when she was a model. She was competing in a beauty pageant and he was on the jury. At that time, she was 17, and a year later, the couple both had a son, Robin Borg. JANNIKE and Bjorn's relationship appeared messy from the outside. She was accused of wanting the tennis professional's money, among other things, which she vehemently rejected. But the love tale came to an end 2 years after the son. JANNIKE has, however, lived a quiet life ever since then and has been away from the media. In 1989, Borg got married to Italian singer LOREDANA BERTE. Well, that's a relationship that also didn't go as planned. BERTE even once admitted that the breakup with the Swede was really drastic. They went to Sweden after getting married in Milan, Italy in 1989, but it ended abruptly because Borg was using cocaine. BERTE once told She magazine that, looking back, she would never remarry again because she was hugely disappointed by her wedding with Borg. At the beginning of the relationship, she claims Borg surprised her as they were having a good time together, then things changed afterwards. She revealed that Borg changed as a person, and she also lost money with him. She loved Borg so much that she was paying most of the time for his drugs. He made her use coke again, and because she wanted to understand whatever he was feeling in order to be closer to him, she obliged. What we do for love. They eventually ended things a few years later in 1993 after BERTE asked for a divorce. Borg later went ahead to marry Patricia Ostfeld, his third wife, on the 8th of June 2002. And for the first time in his dating history, he got married to someone who wasn't in the spotlight. Little to nothing is known about her, as she always kept her personal life away from the media, and a year after their marriage, they had their son Leo. Leo Borg, who is taking in his father's steps, is a promising tennis player and actor who portrayed his father as a youngster in his father's movie. The movie premiered in 2017, and reports were that Leo Borg showed off his acting talent in the movie. In 2017, he won the Swedish Championships. He won the playoffs in his age group and competition in the Czech Republic in doubles. His coach, Marios Damakos, has repeatedly admitted that he has been very good. Leo intended to emulate his father Bjorn's accomplishment by winning the Orange Bowl in Florida after winning 2 JSM gold medals and the 14-year-old Swedish playoffs. However, it came to an end with the quarterfinal in the Junior WC. He performed admirably on the ITF Junior circuit, defeating Bruno Kazukara, the top-ranked junior in the world, in the Porto Alegre final in Brazil in March 2021. Leo competed in the 2021 Junior Grand Slam, including Wimbledon, and qualified for them as well. In the globe, his junior ranking reached number 12. On the 24th of May 2021, the day after he turned 18, his computer signals ranking was 2048 in the world. And after many victories, other players with better rankings, Leo advanced quickly over the course of a year, reaching world number 814 in June 2022. He frequently competes on the International ITF Tour and has also won a number of wildcards in challenger events and ATP qualifying competitions. At the 2021 Stockholm Open, Leo entered the ATP main competition as a wildcard and lost to eventual champion Tommy Paul in the opening round. Now he is experiencing a completely different wave and believes that he is now beginning to be appreciated for his own talent. He feels people are now judging him more on his tennis and not simply because he is Borg's son. He once revealed that being his father's son was something that was going to follow him all his life, but insisted that it wasn't going to be a big deal for him. His mother, Patricia, revealed in an interview with the New York Times that she cried when her son initially told her he wanted to play tennis professionally, because she was afraid he would always be compared to his father, the 11 Grand Slam winning tennis legend. With Rafael Nadal as his favorite player and practicing at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, Leo Borg, who is 6 feet tall, does appear to be coming into his own. Borg's other 2 marriages were shipwrecked, but his marriage with Patricia continues at full speed as they have been a strong and steady couple for over 20 years now. What do you think about Borg's long list of women? Comment below.